When I first heard about Town Hall Nation from our professor, Michelle Hayford, I immediately thought of the DREAM Act and of my friend Fausto Remigio. Fausto Remigio has been a volunteer at the charity that I work for and that my family is a part of since 2009. Since then, he has gone from being a mentoree to a mentor and trying to reach out to different kids in the community. He has been adopted by my family. He is pretty much my brother, and he is also undocumented. Okay, say your name and your age.
I'm Fausto Remigio. I'm 23 years old now.
And what is your heritage?
I'm Mexican.
Are you okay with stating your current status in this country?
Yeah, I guess not. I mean, why not? Currently, I guess you would say I'm undocumented in a way.
A year ago, I started working on an applied theater piece based around immigration and the DREAM Act. This was my first theater class, and I didn't really know what to expect. And so when I was thrown into creating an applied theater piece, I really didn't know what it was. But I quickly learned.
I've always felt really passionate about current events working with my community, but this is the first time I feel like I acted on that passion. I made something for my community to gain from, to talk about, to create dialogue with, to open their minds.
My overall experience creating our DREAM Act performance has been very rewarding in many ways. We did a lot of conducting of interviews with Christina Ladine, Fausto Remigio, Fausto's mother, and also my uncle Freddie Costales.
When did you come to America?
At the age of 3, I believe it was, when my dad brought me here.
And how did you get here?
Honestly, I don't know. I just know the fact that he just brought me here. That's it.
Your parents didn't tell you how you got here?
No, they only told me. I asked them how I got here. They only told me that from Mexico, it was to a certain state, and that was it. From Mexico to Texas, and that's it.
Actually, his mother never told him where he was from, and even when he asked, she still just said, "You just came from Mexico." He never really knew the story of how he got here until we actually performed our piece for him.
We also did a dance ensemble about the story of how Fausto had gotten to America and through the border by the means of his mother.
What the hell is going on? The dust has only just begun to fall. Crop circles in carpet, sinking feeling. Spin me around again and rub my eyes. This crowd, the happening when disease changes a mess with people who stop to hold their hands and feel first.
And when did you find out that you weren't American?
I guess you would say towards like my teens growing up. I had my little suspicions, but didn't really think much of it since I was still young.
What happened?
I guess you can say reality hit, and I finally realized it. And it kind of shocked me and made me a little uneasy.
What do you want to do if the DREAM Act takes place?
I would like to have the opportunity to go into the Marine Corps.
And why?
Because that's just a dream I always had even since I was a little boy. That's all that I would ever think about is joining the armed forces.
Why do you want to do that?
Because it's something that I really want to do from the bottom of my heart. It's just something thing I really want to do. I'm just drawn to it, I guess you'd say.
As part of this project, we went to go talk to a lady named Christina from the Amigo Center, and she talked to us about DACA. DACA is not the DREAM Act, but it is kind of a stepping stone to the DREAM Act, and it provides a work permit to illegal immigrants who have lived here for a period of time and have reached certain criteria in their time here. And hopefully that will eventually lead to them being citizen.
Okay, hi, I'm Christina Ladine. I work for Amigo Center. I'm not an attorney. I am certified by Department of Justice, Board of Immigration Appeals to do immigration as a non-attorney. Under immigration law, you can have attorneys doing immigration law, and you can have accredited representatives such as myself that work for a nonprofit. I work for Amigo Center. We do immigration out of 2 offices, one in Fort Myers and one in Bonita Springs. In terms of what we're here to talk about today, it's not actually the DREAM Act. We don't have the DREAM Act. What we have at the moment is called DACA. What is DACA? DACA is Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals.
So I went to Fausto and I said, Fausto, here's this lady named Christina, here's her number, go talk to her. And he did, and they had this huge connection, and Christina said that she would help him. They have been filling out paperwork, and he's hoping he will get his green card soon. His cousin went and applied for DACA about a month before Fausto did, and his cousin just received his work permit. So Fausto is crossing his fingers that he will get the same permit. However, the work permit may not allow him to join the military. So he is still hoping and dreaming that President Obama and that our government will allow for the DREAM Act so he can serve our military. I mean, that's all he's ever wanted.
My Uncle Freddie was a director of equal opportunities with immigration, and he was a very good source in order to find a lot of information on the DREAM Act as well as the military, and that is what Fausto has wanted to do since he was a little boy, is go into the military, which in the Marine Corps.
A point of reference, you asked me, Sam, you asked me for my personal opinion and how this whole DREAM Act has affected me. Well, I have here is my grandfather's World War I dog tag, which I don't even know what type of medal it is, you know?
Wow.
So in 1943, my father was a so-called illegal alien in this country.
Wow.
He came from Cuba. He was during the war. He and other illegal aliens were swept up by the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and they were told, you have a choice. If you want to stay in this country, you go into the United States Army, and we'll grant you your citizenship after 6 months in the Army, after a period of time.
Wow.
But you have to go, or you go back to Cuba.
So that was the ultimatum.
That was the ultimate. That was the choice. That was the DREAM Act.
But it's
of
funny
the
now how, this Fausto, all he wants to do is be in the military, but yet he's not allowed to, and it's just
Exactly.
crazy.
He's not given his choice at the time because it goes down to vital interest. The DREAM Act, is right now, it's a political football.
Right.
It depends on the times. The times right now are moving in the favor of the DREAM Act.
We had to conduct interviews and do research, which I didn't think that could be pertaining to theater at all. So it was very odd to me at the beginning. And so I've been working all year. We had to create a script, and I'm based on dancing, kind of. I love to dance. So we did a dancing piece.
We also did a lot of research in the library by finding immigration books as well as other books that would help us with our background information on the DREAM Act. We used video clips of President Obama and his speeches about immigration and immigration reform. That was a heavy factor in our research as well. We took clips of his speech about immigration and we formed that into a dance ensemble.
I learned a lot about immigration, actually, that I didn't know before. And I wasn't as accepting to do this topic as I would have liked, but I definitely learned a lot about it and learned to be a little bit more unbiased about certain things.
So overall, this experience has been just something that was very interesting to work on. I really enjoyed the entire experience because it opened my eyes to a different aspect of immigration. I got to see the opposite side of it, the immigrant's point of view, which I normally would not have seen before. So in all, I just would like to say that it was very heartwarming to be able to keep in contact with Fausto and to also learn his story and how he got to America.
I could never have imagined how much I got into this project and how much I got out of this project. I'm so proud of the work we put out. I'm so proud of all of my classmates' work. I believed in mine.
Theater has really opened up my eyes to lots of different things going on in our community and taught me to be more aware of others and that everyone has a story and you don't know until you ask.
And that's all that we wanted to show, that this boy has a dream and he will do anything in order to reach it.
Why do you want to fight for a country you're not a part of?
I don't know. A lot of people have asked me that a couple dozen times on that, and I guess the only thing I could say is like I'll fight for a country that doesn't like me, but it's just because you have all this opportunity to do what you want to do with your life here. That's why. And if it's worth fighting for, it's worth doing.
Breaking for my sister and the calm that she call off. Man, I look into my nephew's eyes. Man, you wouldn't believe the most amazing things that can come from some terrible